Alrighty, let's go over some fun reports. So in this discrepancy with app report, what this is looking at, it's a live, basically, way that we can make sure the price, the pay method, and the course version are correct. And if any of those three are off, it's going to trip on this report. Unlike the price audit report, which is more proactive, this is tripping basically with live ammo because there's students enrolling right now, which is actually the trigger for there being a discrepancy. And so then in this case, then what it looks at, and you can see there's a discrepancy with that, and there's a checkbox there. And now some of this report, unfortunately, if it's subscription, if it's no charge pilot, those unfortunately will trip the report, even though there may not be a problem. And part of the issue is that we don't have an app payment method of no charge pilot. We said that's a lab fee. And so, first, there's not a ton of these, but they're annoying because they do trip them. So just uncheck the box in those cases. So there's no charge pilot. In this case, we're going to go in and the discrepancy with app. All right, we're going to go to the ZSD. So we can uncheck the box that says discrepancy with app. And again, always check the filter. In this case, looking discrepancy with app equals true. So if we uncheck this box and save it, it should come off the report. Now, if there's another student that registers, it's going to trip the discrepancy. But at least this will help us out a little bit, and eventually it'll stop. So discrepancy with that. We're going to uncheck this. Boom, and it should come off the report when I refresh it. Now, the one that's more legitimate, again, it's looking at if it does price match with app, with Salesforce, does the payment method app with Salesforce and what's on our app, and then also the course version are the three things it looks at. So let's take a look at one that might be problematic, and let's go with, let's see, one of these, and that's no charge pilot. Let's look at one that's lab fee. So let's look at Clark College, and price is $103.99, no learner support fee, there's a lab fee payment method, and it's an undergrad. So let's take a look at what actually is an app. I mean, this one looks like it checks out. 103.99, pay method, lab fee, leadership. So this could have been one that had been fixed later and just didn't get unchecked. So let's take a look at this, and I think we can mark this good to go. So in this case, I'm going to mark discrepancy with that. Now, if we have found something, we just have to figure out what the source of truth. What is actually the price, and what is actually the payment method? And that would be the next round of investigation. Normally, it's that the app, something was updated in Salesforce, but didn't reflect an app, and so that could be the problem. And so let's uncheck this box because there's actually not a problem here. Or oftentimes the course version may have gotten changed because we may have had to put in the pre and post test version and didn't get changed back, and so sometimes that happens just so the prerequisites match. But that's basically our goal of this report, is just to make sure we feel good about the price that's on app and in Salesforce, and we feel good to go. If you're not sure, you can always reach out to their sales rep. That'll be your single source of truth for the price, or the last person who had this account could also be another good source. But that's where, again, we can try and figure out heads or tails some of these that are coming on these discrepancy with apps.